Hello everyone, I'm back to get started on my movie reviews again, and today I'll be giving you the second in the original Gamera series, War of the Monsters, also known as Gamera vs. Barugon, made back in 1966.
The storyline is pretty simple. A man discovers a very large opal during a tour in the military. Knowing he won't be able to take it with him, he hides it in a cave until a later date. Sometime after, he is injured and can no longer retrieve it for himself. Instead, he hires a group of 3 individuals, one of the members being his brother, to locate the gem. The group is sent to a remote rainforest to find the cave. Local villagers tell them that the cave is haunted and they should not go near it, but they go anyway. One of the members grabs the opal and leaves the other 2 for dead. Sometime during the return trip, the stone is exposed to radiation, causing it to hatch open into a small creature. It quickly grows very large, which in turn attracts Gamera to it, and then a lot of destruction ensues. So I guess it's really not basic, but still, it's nothing that's going to blow your mind. Now on to the important stuff, the monsters. Obviously, we still have the same old Gamera from the last film. He still shoots fire and flies around looking for consumable energy sources. The new monster in this film is called Barugon, not to be confused with Barugon. Wait, yeah. We'll touch on that in another review. Okay, so Barugon is a huge quadrupedal lizard with a rather large head. It, like just about every other kaiju in these movies, has some really odd abilities. Barugon has a chameleon-like tongue that he can shoot out of his mouth and use like a ramming weapon. On top of that, he can shoot a freezing mist from the tip of it. Lastly, he can fire an arcing rainbow beam from his back. Yeah, a rainbow beam. I think I'm going to leave that one alone. But yeah, it's pretty destructive. However, it can be reflected by a simple mirror. Also, both monsters have weaknesses that are exploited, such as Gamera not liking the cold, and Barugon sometimes being stunned by water. All of the characters are really bland and don't add much weight to the story. They just tell you a few things that you need to know and try to develop a subplot or two along the way. The only things you really need to know are that Barugon is supposed to be a demon, he doesn't like water, and the humans are trying to destroy him and Gamera. Also, since I watched the English version of this movie, the voice actors don't do the best job of selling it, but it's a lot better than it was in the first Gamera film. One thing you should keep your eyes open for is the scene of accidentally implied fellatio. I'm not going to show it to you here, but you need to see it. Just the way they shoot the scene and how the actors portray it, it's great. You should have noticed by now that this is the first Gamera movie to have color. This doesn't make the movie, but it really adds to the special effects, which are pretty decent for this movie. Also, the monster battles are pretty exciting and considerably more violent than those in other monster movies at the time, which tends to be fairly common in all the Gamera movies. I like some of the new effects they tried, and generally everything was well executed, but nothing too spectacular overall. This was an enjoyable movie. It flowed pretty good and the action scenes were decent. I like how the film takes place right after the ending of the first one, and essentially everything established in that movie is applied to this one as well. The ending for this is the first in many in which the monster is killed in a rather cruel fashion. Oh, and probably the best thing about this film is the fact that there's no annoying little kids in it either, which in my opinion really adds a lot to the movie. Any Gamera fan should probably check this film out if they haven't already. It's probably one of the better examples from the classic series. As for anyone else, I say check it out if you really want to. You might get some enjoyment out of it, or a laugh or two at least. So, I'm going to say 3 out of 5 for this one.